Dare to Dream, I like to inspire and motivate adults to dream again. Because as we go through life and take on our different roles and responsibilities, we tend to put our dreams on the back burner. And my goal here at Dawn Dares to Dream is to help you pick those dreams back up and to pursue them again. Now, I want you to understand, I started Dawn Dares to Dream because I wanted to relay my message and my heart and my feelings across to whomever would listen. It can be difficult getting your closest family and friends to understand the way that you believe and when you try to express it and share it. So this was like my backdoor way into letting everybody know. Now, I may have lost some viewers as a result of that because they don't agree, and that's fine. I am definitely a proponent of everyone having their own thoughts, their own process, their own mindset that works for them. Your religion works for you, you keep that. No one's telling you to get rid of that. Whatever it is that works for you, continue to use it. I'm just saying that sprinkle some of this other information on it, this personal development information that I'm providing you, and see where your life takes you and how you take off personally. Always remember, we are in control of how we see our environment. I don't care what everyone says it looks like or everyone says it is. We are in control of how we choose to perceive the environment. Hey dreamers, welcome back. And thank you to all the new dreamers who stopped by Dawn Dares to Dream today to see what we're all about. Well, I have to remind you, we have our YouTube promo going on right now. So if you have not subscribed, click that subscribe button, that red rectangular button down there, and then send me a screen capture and I will send you a workbook or action guide of your choosing. All you have to do is go to the description for this video. There's a link that says shop. Click on that link and you can go there and see all the descriptions of the workbooks and action guides that I have for sale. But you're gonna get it free of charge because you subscribe today. So you can actually email me at dawndaresdream@gmail.com, or you can message me on social media. Today we are going to talk about, this is a good series. Yes, it is. We're going to talk about how we are all creating together. Yes, we are, right? My mother's in there creating, my son is creating his best life, I'm creating my best life. So it's very important for us with the people who are in our inner circle, and that's our closest family and friends that are in our inner circle, who we see every day, who we talk to every day, who knows what's going on with us, who we tell our business and our private things to. Those individuals, we need to make sure that we are on the same page and we are believing in the same direction. Our belief system does not have to 100% align for just the people in the outskirts, just the family and friends. But when you're talking about your partner, your spouse, your lover, those people you have an extremely intimate relationship with, and you probably spend a lot of time with them, you want to make sure that you guys are really on the same page and you are aligned with the creation process and how to create and what that means and what that looks like. You need to make sure. Now, the catch is this. A lot of us are already married. We already have our partners. We have our spouses. We already have them. So we're like, there's nothing that I can do to change that. I just have this person. And I get that. I completely get that. But you're going to have to figure out a way to have them on the same wavelength of your creating process. You might not call it creating process. You might call it planning for our future or planning for our vacations. What do we want to do? What are the things that they want to do in life? How do they align with you? And you talk about their wants and their needs, okay? It's the same thing. And when you find those things out, they're going to focus on it because you're talking about them. So you do the creation steps that you know to do to help you really get there as quickly as possible. Because remember, these are all just techniques. These are all just things that we tell you to do or give you an edge. But to be honest, we all are naturally creating all of the time. That is why you don't have to tell your partner that it has to be this creation thing. But what you do need to do is find out if their needs and wants are aligned with you. And if they're not, how do we get them on the same page? If they're so far off, you might need some counseling. Maybe you can, you never know. Come on. You might need some counseling or a professional to come in and help you. But if it's just normal little kind of things that you may not agree upon, okay, you can work on those yourself. But you want to come as close together into thinking alike, because while they're creating and you're creating, if you're not creating in the same thing, on the same thing, if you're not focused on the same type of things, you could cancel out each other's creations, because that energy is in the house together. That is why it's very important for us to make sure that when we are getting married or finding our life partners, for those of us who don't want to get married, right? You need to make sure that you're on the same page. And you've heard this your entire life. And to be honest, I never understood what it meant. But I've never been married, so I've never had to really compromise too much on what it is I wanted to do. The closest I've come to marriage is my son's dad. And I realized that in order for a marriage to work, both people have to really want it to work, and they want to work at it. And what that means is you're going to want to compromise, so that if you're on different pages, you can get on the same page or get very close. Can I get you in the same chapter as me? I mean, just give a little something, just a little something. That's what I'm saying. So we are going to walk through some things maybe that you can do, and some exercises that you can do to help to get you guys on the same page. Now, remember, I am not a counselor. I'm not a licensed counselor or anything like that. So the advice that I'm giving you is just from my life experience of dealing with people, and my understanding of how people work and how to bring them together. So I'm going to give you some exercises actually in the workbook for this series. I'm writing the workbook as we speak. And to think about that, I'm writing the book as we speak. So if you are watching the series, what I need you to do, watch each video and make some kind of comment on the video about the subject of the video. And that way I know you're watching, okay? And then at the end, I will give you the workbook for this series free of charge. That way you can go back and get all the exercises that I'm talking about. Because in the videos, I just kind of sum up what the particular topic is about. And then in the workbook, I give you some more in-depth summation. Then I give you an activity for each section to do. And each section is like each video. So this one is a juicy one, because remember, we are always all creating, whether we know it or not. So think about it. That barista that you go and see every day, you want to be nice to them. You want to get good energy. If you're not getting good energy from just the different places that you're going and doing, and you see these people along your route weekly, change your route. You understand? You don't want that rubbing off on you. You don't want to have to go to a place where they serve the public, and then they have kind of an off-putting attitude every day, but you go because, it's close to my house. It's convenient. I like the coffee there. I like the way they make them versus the one around the corner. You need to change your environment, because everybody is creating, and that person sees you every day. You don't know what they think about you. It's probably not anything positive if they don't have a positive outlook on life. You know they don't have a positive outlook on life if their attitude is off-putting every day. I mean, you hardly ever see they barely smile. Come on. And they work with the public. Change where you go. It is very important for you to surround yourself with as much positivity or thought, focus, intention that's good for you and that wants to see you win and grow and be better. That's who you want to be around. So just pay attention to everything. So everywhere that you go, I had a personal trainer and I loved him so much because his attitude was awesome. Had he not had that attitude, I probably would never went. We used to have a good time. I never forget, I'm laughing a lot and having a good time. And this other trainer was like, you laugh a lot. You must not be working out, and I'm thinking, I'm glad you're not my trainer. Then I wasn't laughing and I was grunting, because I get down and dirty when I'm working out, and I'm like, I'm grunting. And he's like laughing at that point. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm paying my money to come here. And if I'm having a good time with my trainer, what business is it of yours? I never really saw him. That might have been the first time I saw him. Maybe he has seen me in there before and always wanted to say something. I don't know. But stay away from the negative Neds and the negative Nancys, because they will have an impact on you, unless you just are the person where everything anybody does is bounces. Poof, 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 poof. Now, if you're that kind of person, then you're good. I can tell you this. I'm not that kind of person. If something is too much negativity going on around me, I know that I have to recenter myself and get back to me. And I don't necessarily do it in a split second. But you want to make sure that you are not absorbing the negative intentions of others. because we are all always creating. Have your children create. I asked Robert, what do you want to do? And I tell him all the time. He's like, well, I don't want to ask because you may say no. I said, but you'll never get what you want if you never ask. You got to ask. I said, even if you're scared, you ask. Because guess what? You might get it. Sometime, all the time, a little bit of the time, you might get it. I teach him that now because I want him to know his desires mean something. You know what I mean? What he wants means something. His desires are important. They're important to me. I'm teaching him self-importance. Not arrogance, but self-importance. Do you understand? I did the No Ego series. Self-importance is very needed. I didn't have self-importance growing up. Because I was abandoned, I had low self-esteem and I felt like I had to please everyone so that they would be around me. But I didn't do a good job of pleasing everybody. I would get angry and upset and, so I didn't do a good job. But that's what I chose, and I don't want that for my son. So I cater to him believing in himself and feeling good about himself. I don't know what his dad does. I don't know, but this is what I do. I know his father loves him, but I feel my responsibility is to give him a good foundation and belief and understand that his reality is what he makes it. You do not take what someone hands you and say, well, that's all I get. No, you get what you want, what you deserve. You feel worthy, you will get it. That's what I'm saying. But everybody creates. Everybody creates. So in the workbook, again, I will share with you some techniques on how to get everybody on the same page. Today, I'll give you, one little sneak peek. It was just what I was talking about earlier. Getting your family together, the people who live in your household, and making like a family plan. So if you're budgeting or whatever, so you can't do everything that you would normally do for your child, put that all in a family plan so that way they can see and they can understand it. And they can know, okay, this is the benefit of mommy and daddy doing this right now. So later, then we have this. Make a family plan. It could be a 5-year plan. Depending on how young your children are, maybe a yearly plan. I wouldn't tell my son 5 years, but I would do 6 months to a year what it is that I'm doing and share that with him. Because I actually did change like my whole budget, my whole balance sheet so that I could pay my house off early. So I've changed a lot. So the money that I had, the excess money to do certain things no longer exists. So we have to figure out creative ways of what we're going to do or time things appropriately, but we can still get them done, right? So, because I live an abundant life, so I can do what I want. But what I want is pay my house off early. So, but you have to include your family in these things because that way everybody's creating together and you don't have a house full of animosity or hostility because no one understands why things change. You want to be as open as you possibly can. I'm not a real believer in hiding things from people. Let's talk about what's going on. But that's how you need to live your life. You're taking responsibility. So let's have a plan for what we're doing. Remember, I have a series. It's called Living Life Offensively. And in that series, I talk about us having a plan for our life. And when things happen and knock you off a path, how do you get back on it? You should go check it out. I'm actually going to put that over here. Living Life Offensively. I'll put that series up here. Check it out. It's a very interesting series, and I know most people, because of the title, are like, what is that? I just thought it was such a nifty name, but I think it's kind of misleading. But living life offensively is not being on the defense. You are actively in control of what's happening to you. And when things happen, because you're on the offense, you have already planned for what may happen, and then you're going to counteract that. Okay? So you're going to stay on the offense. But anyway, I want my dreamers to have a great day. I hope you have enjoyed this topic. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Also remember that there's a comment down below, comment section. Comment, leave me, any questions that you may have. Also, there's a share button with an arrow. You can share this to your social media platform like Facebook. My face is going to be up here in a circle, so click on my face, select the gray bell, select all. You'll be subscribed to my channel, and you'll be notified to all the new content that I place up here to YouTube. And you will be entered into the YouTube promo where you can get a free action guide or workbook. All you have to do is take a screen capture and email it to me at dawndaresdream@gmail.com. Over here, we're going to have 2 series. We're going to have Taking Responsibility for Our Life, and we're also going to have Understanding the Universal Laws. I hope you had a good time, because I sure did. Have a great day, dreamers.